The 5 walnut mistakes seniors make that cancel out all their benefits. You've probably been told that walnuts are one of the healthiest foods you can eat after 60. Great for your heart, your brain, and your memory. But what if I told you that the same handful of walnuts that can protect your heart could also quietly harm it? That's right. Almost every senior I meet thinks they're eating walnuts the healthy way. Yet according to recent research, nearly 95% are making at least one mistake that cancels out all those famous benefits. Sometimes even causing inflammation, weight gain, or dangerous interactions with medication. Hi, I'm Dr. Marcus, and over my 15 years of working with older adults, I've seen this over and over again. Good foods going bad simply because the body has changed. After 60, your metabolism slows your digestion, weakens, and your liver doesn't process fats the same way it used to. What once helped you stay strong and sharp in your 40s can now quietly drain your energy or interfere with your health. That's why today I'm revealing the 5 walnut mistakes that almost every senior makes and how to fix them instantly. Because when you eat walnuts the right way, at the right time, in the right portion, and stored correctly, they become one of the most powerful natural tools to support your heart, protect your brain, and keep inflammation at bay. So stay with me until the end, especially for mistake number 3, because it's one almost no one talks about, but it could change how you eat walnuts forever. 1. Eating too many at once. The portion problem. Mistake number 1. Eating too many at once. Let's start with the most common mistake I see, and probably the easiest one to make. It's called the healthy food trap. You know how it goes. You hear that walnuts are full of good fats, antioxidants, and omega-3s. So you grab a handful while watching TV or sprinkle them over your oatmeal. Maybe even 2 handfuls because, well, it's healthy, right? But here's what almost no one tells you. After 60, your body can't process those healthy fats the same way it used to. A single ounce of walnuts that's just 7 halves contains around 185 calories and 18 grams of fat according to USDA data. Those fats are good for your heart in moderation, but they still need to be digested and metabolized. And the truth is, your digestive enzymes, gallbladder, and liver simply slow down with age. That means when you eat too many at once, instead of fueling your body, those oils can sit heavy in your stomach, causing bloating, mild diarrhea, or that uncomfortable full but sluggish feeling. I had a patient named Eleanor, 72, who came to me complaining that she was gaining weight even though she'd cut out sweets. When we looked closer, her healthy snack routine included nearly 2 handfuls of walnuts each evening, almost 400 calories before bed. Once she cut it down to 7 halves in the afternoon, her digestion improved. She lost 3 lbs in 2 weeks, and her evening acid reflux disappeared completely. Why did that small change make such a difference? Because timing and portion size determine whether walnuts heal you or hinder you. Here's the simple biology. After 60, your resting metabolism drops by about 20 to 25%. Your body needs less fat for energy, but more protein and fiber for repair. When you overload with fats, even good ones, your liver can't convert them efficiently, and they start triggering low-grade inflammation, the hidden enemy of heart and joint health. The fix: stick to 1 ounces 7 halves a day. Eat them slowly, ideally as a mid-afternoon snack when your metabolism is stable and your blood sugar needs a gentle lift. Pair your walnuts with a few apple slices or a spoonful of Greek yogurt. The fiber and protein help balance digestion and nutrient absorption. Think of walnuts not as an unlimited snack, but as a potent supplement from nature, a small daily dose that nourishes your heart and brain without overwhelming your system. Takeaway: when it comes to walnuts, more isn't better. Consistent and mindful is. Your body after 60 runs on precision, not excess. Eating walnuts at the wrong time, the medication conflict. Mistake number 2. Eating walnuts at the wrong time. Even the healthiest foods can work against you if you eat them at the wrong time, and walnuts are a perfect example. Walnuts are rich in healthy fats, fiber, and plant compounds that promote heart and brain health. However, those same components can delay the absorption of certain medications, a serious concern for many seniors. Here's the science behind it. The unsaturated fats and fiber in walnuts slow down the emptying of your stomach. When this happens, medications taken around the same time stay longer in the digestive tract, and their absorption into the bloodstream becomes slower or incomplete. According to studies from the Mayo Clinic, this effect can delay medication absorption by up to 2 hours, especially for heart, thyroid, and blood pressure drugs. This doesn't mean walnuts are harmful. It means your body processes them differently as you age. After 60, digestion slows naturally, stomach acid production decreases, and liver function becomes less efficient at processing fats. As a result, your system needs more time to handle high-fat foods like nuts. When walnuts are eaten too close to medication or at the wrong time of day, you may experience reduced medication efficacy, especially for blood pressure and thyroid management, digestive discomfort, bloating, or acid reflux when eaten late at night. Energy fluctuations, since heavy fats digest more slowly in the evening. So what's the solution? Timing. Eat walnuts at least 2 hours apart from any medication. This gives your body time to absorb your prescriptions properly before introducing the slower digesting fats and fiber. Avoid walnuts right before bed. Your nighttime digestion is up to 50% slower, which can lead to reflux or disturbed sleep. Best time to eat walnuts mid-afternoon between 2 to 3:00 p.m. when energy naturally dips and your metabolism is steady. This timing supports sustained energy, better focus, and healthy blood sugar levels without interfering with medications. Bottom line, the power of walnuts depends not only on how much you eat, but when you eat them. By spacing them correctly, you protect both your medication's effectiveness and your digestive health, allowing walnuts to truly serve their purpose, nourishing your heart, brain, and longevity. 3. Ignoring food and supplement interactions. The hidden danger mistake number 3 is ignoring food and supplement interactions. Walnuts are a nutritional powerhouse, but combining them carelessly with certain foods, supplements, or medications can quietly turn their benefits upside down. For adults over 60, this mistake is more common and more dangerous than most people realize. Let's break it down clearly. Walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, especially ALA alpha-linolenic acid, which support heart health, brain function, and inflammation control. But here's the catch. When you combine too many omega-3 sources like walnuts, fatty fish, or fish oil supplements, you can thin your blood more than your body can safely handle. According to the National Institutes of Health, excessive omega-3 intake can increase bleeding risk by up to 40%, especially for those already taking blood thinners such as warfarin, aspirin, or clopidogrel. If you're on these medications, that innocent handful of walnuts plus a fish oil capsule and salmon dinner might be pushing your body too far without you realizing it. Another overlooked issue is iron absorption. Compounds in walnuts, such as phytates, tannins, and polyphenols, can block up to 60% of iron uptake when eaten at the same time as iron-rich foods or supplements. For seniors who are already prone to anemia or fatigue, this can make it harder for the body to restore healthy red blood cells. Here's what happens. Walnuts bind with non-heme iron, the kind found in plant foods and supplements, forming complexes that the body can't easily digest. Over time, this can worsen iron deficiency symptoms like tiredness, brittle nails, and dizziness. Even if you think you're eating enough iron. And there's more. Because walnuts are high in healthy fats and fiber, they can also slow the absorption of certain medications. Drugs for the thyroid, heart, or blood pressure may take longer to work or become less effective if taken too close to fatty foods. So what should you do? It's simpler than you think. If you take blood thinners or fish oil supplements, stick to a modest portion, around 3 to 4 walnut halves per day, and avoid stacking multiple omega-3 sources at once. If you take iron or thyroid medication, wait at least 2 hours before or after eating walnuts to give your body time to absorb your supplements properly. If you're managing multiple prescriptions, enjoy your walnuts during the mid-afternoon, when most medications have already been metabolized and your stomach is calmer. It's not about avoiding walnuts, it's about using them wisely. Your body changes with age. Metabolism slows, absorption patterns shift, and what once worked fine at 40 can have side effects at 70 if you don't adjust. Takeaway walnuts only support longevity when they work with your body, not against it. By spacing them correctly and understanding their interactions, you keep their omega-3s healing your heart, not complicating your medication. Because at this stage of life, knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. Buying and storing. Walnuts the wrong way. The rancidity risk. Mistake number 4. Buying and storing walnuts the wrong way. You could be eating the healthiest food in the world, but if it's stored incorrectly, it can quietly turn toxic. And unfortunately, that's exactly what happens with walnuts more often than most people realize. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Walnuts are extremely fragile. They're rich, heart-healthy oils, the same omega-3s that protect your brain and joints, are also highly unstable. When exposed to air, light, or heat, these delicate fats begin to oxidize, forming compounds called aldehydes and peroxides. Once oxidation starts, the very fats that used to fight inflammation can now cause it. A 2020 study in the Journal of Food Chemistry found that over 90% of bulk bin walnuts sold in supermarkets were already partially rancid within 3 months, even if they looked and smelled fine. That's because oxidation starts long before your senses can detect it. So what happens when seniors eat oxidized walnuts regularly? Those rancid oils can trigger inflammation in blood vessels and joints, damage cells through free radicals accelerating aging, upset digestion causing bloating or nausea, and even weaken heart health, the exact opposite of what you want from walnuts. The real danger: most people don't realize their walnuts are spoiled until it's too late. They'll say it just tastes a little bitter, or that's just the walnut flavor. But bitterness, sharpness, or a paint-like odor is your body's warning signal. Those oils have gone bad. Here's how to make sure your walnuts stay as healthy as they're meant to be. Buy small, fresh batches. Skip the huge warehouse bags or open bins. Air and moisture exposure starts oxidation immediately. Buy only what you can finish in a month. Always store in the refrigerator or freezer for long-term freshness. Cold slows oxidation dramatically. In an airtight glass jar, walnuts last up to 6 months in the fridge and up to 1 year in the freezer with virtually no nutrient loss. Avoid clear or plastic containers. Sunlight and heat from kitchen counters speed rancidity. Use dark, airtight glass jars instead. Test before eating. Fresh walnuts smell mild and nutty. Rancid ones smell sour, metallic, or like old cooking oil. If in doubt, throw them out, no matter how expensive they were. Lightly toast. Don't overheat. If you prefer a roasted flavor, warm them gently for 5 minutes at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Just enough to enhance taste without damaging the oils. By protecting these oils, you're preserving the real reason walnuts are so beneficial. They're omega-3s, antioxidants, and vitamin E, all of which defend your heart and brain against aging. Takeaway: treat your walnuts like medicine, not snacks. Handle them with care, store them with intention, and they'll keep rewarding you with powerful anti-inflammatory benefits. But ignore their sensitivity and what you think is healing. Your body could quietly be harming it instead. Ignoring allergy and cross-contamination risks. The immune signal. Mistake number 5. Ignoring allergy and cross-contamination risks. Many seniors assume that food allergies only happen to children, but research tells a different story. In fact, studies published in the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology show that adult-onset nut allergies are increasing by nearly 12% every year, and walnuts are among the top culprits. Here's why this matters. Our immune systems naturally change with age. As digestion slows and the gut barrier weakens, your body can suddenly start reacting to foods it once tolerated with no problem. What begins as a mild irritation can slowly turn into a full-blown allergic response if ignored. The early warning signs are often subtle and easy to dismiss. A slight tingling in the mouth or lips after eating walnuts, a patch of itchy skin or a mild rash, bloating, gas, or stomach upset that seems random, feeling flushed or dizzy after a handful of nuts. Most people chalk it up to indigestion or getting older. But for seniors, these are early immune signals. Severe reactions can involve throat tightness, swelling, or difficulty breathing, all signs of anaphylaxis, a true medical emergency. But even if you've never had an allergic response, there's another hidden danger few people think about: cross-contamination. Roughly 95% of packaged walnut products in grocery stores are processed in facilities that also handle peanuts, cashews, or almonds. For anyone with even a mild nut sensitivity, trace exposure can trigger inflammation, gut distress, or fatigue. So how do you stay safe while still enjoying walnuts' powerful nutrients? 1. Start small and observe. If you haven't eaten walnuts in a while, begin with just 2 to 3 halves per day for the first week. 2. Always check the label. Look for the phrase "processed in a facility that also handles other tree nuts or peanuts." If you're sensitive, skip those products. It's not worth the risk. Choose certified single-source or allergen-controlled brands when possible. 3. Keep your walnuts clean. If you buy in bulk or from open bins, wash and dry them before storing to remove potential residues from shared scoops or bins. 4. Don't ignore the signs. Even mild reactions deserve attention. If you feel tingling itchiness or unusual fatigue after eating walnuts, stop immediately and speak to your doctor or allergist. Early intervention prevents escalation. 5. Balance your variety. If you discover you're sensitive to walnuts, don't worry. Other nuts and seeds, like chia flax seed or pumpkin seeds, can deliver similar omega-3 and protein benefits without triggering allergies. Takeaway: your body's relationship with food evolves with time. A food that once healed can one day harm if you don't listen to the signals. Staying mindful of new sensitivities and reading labels carefully protects not just your digestion, but your longevity. 5 groups who should avoid or limit walnuts. Walnuts are often celebrated as nature's brain food. Rich in omega-3's antioxidants and plant protein that protect your heart, sharpen your mind, and even slow cellular aging. But here's the truth few people talk about. Even the healthiest foods can become harmful when your body changes with age. After 60, digestion slows, medications increase, and your body's ability to process certain compounds shifts dramatically. That's why for some seniors, eating walnuts daily can quietly trigger inflammation, kidney issues, or interfere with medication even when your intentions are perfectly healthy. Knowing when to pause or limit walnuts isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Here are the 5 groups of people who should be cautious. According to research from the National Kidney Foundation and the National Institutes of Health (NIH), along with safer ways to nourish your body without risk. Those with a history of kidney stones. Walnuts are naturally high in oxalates, compounds that can bind with calcium to form crystals in your kidneys. For healthy adults, this isn't usually an issue. But for those who've ever had calcium oxalate stones, even small amounts can raise the risk of recurrence. According to the National Kidney Foundation, regularly eating oxalate-rich foods like walnuts may aggravate existing stones or trigger new ones, especially when hydration or calcium intake is low. Pro tip: if you've had kidney stones, limit walnuts to once or twice a week and drink plenty of water, at least 8 to 10 glasses daily. You can also replace them with low oxalate nuts like almonds or pumpkin seeds, which are gentler on your kidneys. 2. People taking blood thinning. Medications. Walnuts' omega-3 fats are fantastic for circulation, but that same property can become dangerous when combined with anticoagulants, such as warfarin, clopidogrel, or even high-dose fish oil supplements. The NIH Omega-3 Safety Review reports that high omega-3 intake can increase bleeding risk by 30 to 40%, especially in older adults whose liver function and platelet activity are already slower. Pro tip: if you're on blood thinners, don't avoid walnuts completely. Just cut the portion in half, 3 to 4 halves per day, and never eat them within an hour of your medication. Always inform your doctor about your walnut intake so your dosage can be safely adjusted. 3. Seniors with digestive disorders. IBS, IBD, or sensitive gut. For those with irritable bowel syndrome. IBS. Inflammatory bowel disease. IBD, or simply sluggish digestion. Walnuts can be a double-edged sword. Their high fiber and fat content can be too much for a sensitive gut, leading to gas, bloating, diarrhea, or abdominal cramps. A NIH study on aging digestion found that fiber-rich foods like nuts are beneficial only when introduced gradually and paired with adequate hydration and probiotics. Pro tip: if your stomach feels heavy or gassy after eating nuts, soak your walnuts in warm water for 30 minutes before eating. It softens fiber and reduces digestive stress. Or swap them for ground flaxseed or chia, which are gentler and still provide omega-3 benefits. 4. Those with high uric acid or gout. Few people realize this, but walnuts contain purines, compounds that break down into uric acid in the body. For most people, that's harmless. But for seniors with gout or elevated uric acid, walnuts can trigger painful flare-ups in the toes, ankles, or knees. Research in the Arthritis and Rheumatology Journal shows that excessive purine intake can worsen inflammation in joints already stressed by aging or arthritis. Pro tip: if you've ever experienced gout pain, limit walnuts and opt for anti-inflammatory seeds like hemp, flax, or sesame. They're lower in purines but still rich in healthy fats to support joint health. Those on weight loss or metabolic diets. Walnuts are nutrient-dense but also calorie-dense, packing nearly 185 calories per ounce. That's fantastic for underweight seniors. But for those managing diabetes or trying to shed belly fat, those calories add up quickly. Because walnuts are high in both fats and omega-3s, they can also slow insulin response when eaten in excess, making blood sugar harder to control. Pro tip: if you're managing weight or blood sugar, stick to 5 walnut halves a day and pair them with protein like Greek yogurt or cottage cheese to stabilize blood sugar. The key isn't cutting them out completely, it's precision and consistency. Takeaway: balance over blanket rules. Walnuts remain one of nature's most powerful foods, but they're not for everyone, at least not every day. If you live with kidney stones, gout, digestive issues, or take blood thinners, moderation and medical guidance are your greatest allies. For most healthy adults, 28 to 30 g, about 7 halves daily, is the sweet spot. Enough to support your heart, brain, and longevity without stressing your body. And remember, your tolerance isn't fixed. As your body changes with age, what once nourished you might later need adjustment. The smartest thing you can do is listen to your body, stay observant, and personalize your nutrition, because real wellness isn't about chasing trends. It's about knowing yourself. Conclusion: the walnut wisdom every senior should know. So what have we learned today? Walnuts truly are one of nature's greatest gifts. Packed with omega-3s for your heart, antioxidants for your brain, and plant protein to keep your muscles strong. But after 60, even superfoods demand super awareness. Because as your digestion slows and your medications multiply, the difference between healing and harm isn't the food, it's how you use it. Eat too many, you overload your metabolism. Eat them at the wrong time, you block your medicine. Store them wrong, you turn a healthy fat into a toxin. Ignore allergy or health conditions, you invite inflammation and fatigue. But here's the empowering truth. When used wisely, walnuts can become a daily ally for longevity, not a risk. Just 7 fresh halves a day, stored cold, eaten mindfully, and balanced with your medications and meals. That's all it takes to support sharper memory, steadier energy, and a stronger heart well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Now it's your turn. Tell us in the comments. How do you usually enjoy your walnuts as a snack in oatmeal or salads? And did you discover any mistake today that you'll fix starting tomorrow? We read and reply to every story because your journey inspires others. If today's lesson helped, you don't forget to hit the like button so more seniors can discover the truth about walnuts. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss our weekly deep dives into foods, habits, and healing strategies that help you thrive after 60. Remember this, your body isn't declining, it's recalibrating. And with the right knowledge, you can age with strength, clarity, and grace.